Kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming live from Sun City in Arizona. Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling Serenity Sunday. Did you all have a nice day? I had a fun day. I did. I just had a lot of fun today. At the same time, while I was going, I just feel nice and relaxed, and I got a dog that's about to bug me because it's 3 minutes to 8. She likes her treats at 8 o'clock. Oh, she's checking out the driver's seat, which is where I keep all of her bits and pieces. So she's over there sniffing it like it's, if she notices me sniffing, she might give me something type of thing. But anyway, so today we got up early, we went for our walk and everything, came back, had breakfast, and then I got online. Again, shut down anything that was connected to the internet and just had that one window open so I could do my Amazon Explorer experience. And this was Secrets of Homemade Argentine Ice Cream, made with just 4 ingredients. And my host was Noelia, and she was absolutely wonderful. She was brilliant. And again, I paid for the group price. I was the only person that showed up. So we had a great conversation. Her English was very good. There was a couple of things that she tripped up on, and she goes, I don't know what you call this. And so I would tell her what we called it in English, and she taught me a little bit of Spanish. So that was pretty cool. And then she says, now, are you making this along with me, or am I making it and you watching? I says, you're making it and I'm watching. I said, only because I live in an RV, and where my computer is and where the counter is 2 different areas, and it's awkward to see one from the other. And I don't have a lot of bench space over there I can put my laptop on. So she's like, okay. But it was good. It was good to watch her do that, because I took notes, step 1, do this, step 2, do this. And so we made caramel ice cream. And she gave me all the instructions and everything else. And it was really cool because there were some things that I noticed in the video when she was demonstrating that would be good to know beforehand if you were going to make it with her. Like, one thing she started off with the cream already whipped, the heavy whipping cream already whipped, and it came in a container already whipped, but not Cool Whip. Cool Whip is just, you don't want to go there. You want real cream. This only works with the real cream. So clotted cream, if you can get clotted cream in a container, that would work beautifully. Otherwise, get some heavy whipping cream and whip it up beforehand. And then you just take out the bit that you need, and you put that in one bowl. And then in another bowl, you put your the caramel topping. And then you put some warmed milk in there. Well, I was like, okay, I need to warm the milk up. All right. So that was 2 steps that would have stopped me straight away from making it with her, was the fact that I didn't have the cream already whipped and I didn't have warm milk. And she said, you just put it in the microwave for about 3 seconds. And I'm like looking at my microwave and going, there is so much stuff on my microwave. My microwave is a pantry. So it would take me a couple of minutes to clear everything out and then put milk in there for 3 seconds. And then I got to put everything back in. And so I was like, okay, I'm so glad I decided to watch rather than make along with. And so, she's going to liquid consistency and all of that. Took some pictures as we're going along. And then you just get the hand whisk and you combine, and then you put all the milk in with the caramel topping and get it all liquefied and everything else. Then you add that liquid to the cream and you just use a hand whisk. And then basically that was it. That was making the ice cream. And then it came the part where she put it back into the container that has a lid that goes with it, and that's what goes into the freezer. Well, she kept calling it the refrigerator, which was kind of cute. And then she showed me I said, okay, just so you know, here in America, that top portion where you put the frozen foods, we call that a freezer. She's like, oh. And I said, because the bottom portion where you just put the foods to keep chilled, I said, that's the refrigerator. She's like, oh. I said, just think frozen freezer. And so she was like, oh, I did not know that. Thank you. But she was really sweet, great to talk with. And then she says, now you just, once you put in the can, and then you get some more of the caramel topping. I can't remember the name for it, Dolce something. And then you dribble that over the top. And I said, oh, is that kind of like put the spiral pieces through it? She goes, yeah. And then she says, and then you put that into the refrigerator for under the freezer for 2 hours. She did say refrigerator, but I knew she meant freezer. For 2 hours. Then you take it out and you just stir it a little bit. Then you put it back into the freezer for another put the lid back on, back in the freezer for another 2 hours. And then you do it once, and you do that 3 times of taking it out and stirring it. And that stops the ice crystals from forming on top. I was like, interesting to know. But she was telling me that, before you put the lid on, this is where you can add in other flavors. And she says, maybe we can brainstorm some. And so she's going, you could chop up some banana and put that in there. She says that's really good with the caramel topping. And I go, oh, that does sound good. And you can put the chocolate chips in there, which are optional. I says chocolate chips are not optional. She goes, what do you mean? I says, I'm a chocolate. She learned the term chocoholic and what that meant. And I says, I'm a chocoholic, and there is no option when it comes to chocolate. If somebody says it's optional to put into a recipe, you can guarantee I will put it in the recipe. And then we're talking about other flavors you can put in there. I says, oh, so you put like some fresh berries in there, and like blueberries and strawberries and raspberries. And she's like, yep. She says, those go really good in there, and like some little bit of. And I said, well, when I would do the banana, I wouldn't chop it up and put it in there. I would mash it, put a couple of drops of vanilla essence with it, and then mix it together, and then fold that into the ice cream. I said, because the vanilla essence will help enhance the banana flavor. And this is a little trick for you that I learned years ago. I can't remember if it was my mother or one of my grandmothers that told me this. But when you see the bananas on sale for being overripe, you take them home. You take 2 bananas at a time. You smash them up. Put 2 drops of vanilla essence with it. Mix it up. Put that into a baggie or a vacuum seal bag, and you press all the air out of it, and you do that with all the bananas that you have. And this way, and then you date them, and then every baggie that's in there is 2 mashed bananas with a couple of drops of vanilla essence. And I would tell you that will make you the best banana bread, the best banana cakes, the best banana muffins. If you take those out, thaw them, let them defrost, and then use that in your recipe. It makes it for a very moist. And this, when I used to make a lot of banana bread and banana cakes and banana muffins and things, I would only ever use frozen bananas. I would not use any. If we come back from the market and I had fresh, overripe bananas, they would get mashed up and put into the freezer, and I would pull a frozen pack out. And people was going, what are you doing? He says, you just got those bananas. Why don't you use those? I said, no. I says, you have to use the frozen ones. He's like, why? I said, you just let them thaw out because there's more moisture with them, and it gives you a very moist, very flavorful banana bread, banana cake, or banana muffins based on what it is that you're making at the time. And he was like, oh. I says, yeah. I says, you don't want to use fresh, overripe bananas. You have to let them freeze, then defrost them, and then use them. And it's like, oh, okay. So, so he got a lesson on bananas that day. And that's something that I have always learned, that I learned years ago, and I have always done. And even if I have to make a banana cake, and I go in the day before I need to make it, and go get my bananas, come home, mash them up, put them in the freezer overnight, then bring them out the next morning and make the cake that afternoon. And I would tell you, it makes the best. It helps you make a nice, moist, flavorful banana bread, banana cake, banana muffins. And so I was telling her about this little trick, and she's like, oh, yes. She said that would work very well. And so you'd put the bananas into the ice cream and mix it in. And but yeah, so I haven't. And so then it was only a 30-minute session, which was fine. I got off the end of that, and I wonder where the dog is. And I was going to go and make that, but I had to go to the restroom first and get some more water because my water bottle was empty. And then I thought, I'll go, where's Zeffie? And I was trying to find her, and I thought, but she's back in bed again. So I go into the bedroom. Sure enough, she's in the back corner there, up against, in her corner with her head on my pillow. Can't break her that habit. Later on, I went in, and she had like the top half of her body on my pillow. She was stretched out across the headboard, and half of her body was on her bed and half of her body was on my pillow. And she was just stretched out. And so I crawled up on the bed there to just to talk with her and see how she was doing, just checking in with her, giving her some scratches. And the next thing I know, I woke up and it was 2.5 hours later. So I was like, well, so much for getting the ice cream done. Because I thought, well, if I get it done before, if I get it in the freezer before midday, then when I do my live at 8 o'clock, I'll be able to bring it out and try it. Yeah, no, it didn't happen. So we have not yet made the ice cream. We had full intentions, but the body just said, I need rest. And we rested. I think the brain agreed with the body, because we slept solid for 2.5 hours. And I woke up with Zeffie standing up and stretching and shaking herself off, and her tags rattling. And I woke up and I'm like, what the heck's going on? I fell asleep. Did I fall? What time is it? And it was like almost 12. And I was like, ooh, yeah, so much for getting the ice cream done and made and in the freezer in time. But it was a really good, I enjoyed it. So I'm trying to think, which one am I going to do next? So I had a blast with that one, with learning to make the ice cream. So I just need to make the ice cream. And but yeah, you got to put the timer on every 2 hours and go in and stir it. She says you can leave it for the 8 hours if you want, but then it forms the crystals on top. And she says doing the stirring stops the crystals from forming. So I learned that lesson today. And so I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to make it now, because I do have all the ingredients. Excuse me, got burps. Hiccups now. Great. But it was a really cool thing. And so then after we woke up at 12, we decided, lunchtime. So we got lunch and sat down. And then I read some of this. I haven't finished it all. Not even a quarter of the way through. I think I got up to, because I'm taking notes as I go, and I'm up to chapter 4. So I got 2 chapters read and notes taken on the chapters. I actually read through the chapters, then went back through and took notes along the way on things that could end up being discussed. I don't know what they're going to discuss about this book. I have no clue. I've never been to this type of book club before, but the notes along the way will help me remember things. And I have a mind map set up that I can go in and type in the notes saying, these are the chapter notes, these are the character notes, this is what the plot was about, and that sort of thing. But it's shaping up to be really cool. What do you do with a stepdaughter who finds over $600,000 in a duffel bag in her school locker? So I'm like, wait, what? Yes, that sounded a bit beginning for me on that one. So yes, I got some of that read. And what do we watch next? What do we do next? Just sort of bummed around a little bit. I got dishes done. That was the other thing I got done. I got my dishes done. For some reason, there's times when most of the time I will wash my dishes as soon as I am done with my meal, and put them in the rack and let them dry off, let them air dry, and then they get put away, or or I just use them again the next meal. But this time, for some reason, I let the dishes stack up a little bit, so I just got stuck in and got all the dishes cleaned and put away. I've still got some plates there from lunch, so my kitchen's a little cleaner. And then I was just like, okay, I'm going to sit and read some more. And so read some more. Just had a really nice, relaxing day. And then we watched a movie. No, we started watching Lincoln Lawyer, which is I think it's on Netflix, I think. It's actually shaping up to be a pretty good TV. It's a TV series. Now, the movie is really good. I like the movie. And this is just the TV series version of the movie. And that's starting to shape up to be pretty good. I started watching some other thing, and I got like 30 minutes into the 48-minute episode or something, and I was sort of like, I am falling asleep with this thing. And I was just like, I don't follow the plot. And it was just weird. And I was losing track of it all the time. Going, what the heck? What's going on here? And so I was just like, just before the 30-minute mark, I said, I'm done with this. And so that's when I found Lincoln Lawyer. And I thought, let's give this a go. And so far, I'm enjoying that really well. And so we might go watch another couple of episodes before we go to bed tonight. But that's shaping up to be really good. I think it's on Netflix. It's either on Netflix or Prime. I'm not sure which. But it's shaping up to be really good. But anyway, so yeah, we've had a nice, quiet, relaxing day of art. And you really should take out time to look after yourself. Make an appointment with yourself. Put it in your calendar. Because if you don't put it in your calendar, it don't get done. And I was in one... was I in one before? I was in a networking meeting one time, and the icebreaker question was, when did you last have an appointment with yourself? I thought, well, that's a really cool question. And I do it every morning around 5 o'clock in the morning. I get up, and from 5 o'clock to 6:30, that's me time, before I get into getting ready for the day and everything else. But that 5 o'clock to 6:30 time slot, that hour and a half, that's my appointment with myself, where I do my devotions, I do my journaling, any meditation I want to do that morning. That is me time, and that is non-negotiable. It was a little later today. Actually, no, it wasn't. I was going to make it later today, and I thought, no, I'm just going to get up and get moving. I was going to try and sleep in today, and I thought, no, I'm just going to get. That's probably why I ended up having a 2.5-hour nap later on, because I ignored my body wanting to just, let's just go back to sleep for another hour. I was like, no, I'm just going to get up and get moving. And walked over too much. What have I done today on my average? Come on. I don't know. Got 1,600 steps to go to meet yesterday's number. I'm trying to do more steps each day than I did the day before. So, I guess while I'm watching Lincoln Law, I'm going to be doing some walking, just some marching in place. Maybe put a little boogie in there as well. Put some hip action in there too, and but try and get the steps up. I've got 1,600 to go to beat yesterday's score. And yesterday I hit over 5,000, which was the first time I've been over 5,000 steps. Now, I can tell you this, on a cruise ship, I can do 10,000 steps like nobody's business. That is really, really easy to do. And I do remember there was one time, it was absolutely hilarious. We were on Liberty of the Seas. It was a Royal Caribbean ship on Liberty of the Seas. We were doing a Promote Your Passion cruise. It was a group cruise that we had. We had a junior suite. Brad and I had a junior suite, and next door to us, we had 3 of the speakers staying in a junior suite next door, and we had them open the gate on the balconies between the 2 cabins. Now, we did have an adjoining door, but we left that locked. Instead, what we did is that we opened up the gate, the wall between the 2 cabins, so we had an extra long balcony area. And I remember one night I looked at my pedometer and I went to Brad and said, I'm going up onto the jogging. I'm going to go do some laps on the jogging track. I said, I haven't done 10,000 steps yet today. I've got about another 600, 700 to go, or something like that. It wasn't that many. I said, so I'm just going to go up and do another couple of laps and I'll be back down. He's like, okay. And this is like 11:30 at night. And so I go up onto the jogging track and then just started walking. And I did more than the 2 laps I was going to do. I think I ended up walking for like 30 minutes or something. And I think, if I remember correctly, it took 4 times round to equal 1 mile. So each time we went round was a quarter mile for the length of their track. And so I ended up walking for like 30 minutes. And so I think I did like 6 or 7 steps. Looked down, I'd smashed my 10,000 steps for that day. Went back down to our cabin. I go back inside and I'm like, wait, what's going on here? 2 of the speakers were sitting on the couch in our room, which was fine. Brad was in bed in his PJs. He was in bed in his PJs. And one of the speakers, who was a female, she was sitting in bed with Brad, fully clothed. In fact, I'm trying to remember. I have a feeling, and I said I can't remember this detail correctly, but I have a feeling she may have still had her shoes on, and because her feet might have been sticking out of the bed with her shoes on, but she was under the covers everywhere else. And they were going through all the photographs he'd take, because Brad was the kind of the official photographer for our event, so she was going through the photographs that day to see what photos they had and that sort of thing. So I was just like, okay, party in our room, I guess. But I was kind of just like walked in and go, wait, hang on, what's going on here? But that trip was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun, that trip. But yeah, I always remember walking in and finding Jennifer in bed with Brad and going, wait, what? But she was fully clothed. He was in his PJs, and they're busy. He's got his camera out, and they're busy flipping through all the photographs that he had taken that day. And Casey and Kay were sitting on the couch there, and everybody was chattering away. And I walk in and like, wait, what? But it was a lot of fun, and having that balcony open up between the two cabins worked out brilliantly. It really did, because if they needed anything, I was right next door, because I was the organizer for it and the liaison with the ship and everything else. So, and then the group organizer was like 2 or 3 doors down from us. So, but we had a blast on that cruise. It was so much fun. But I always remember that one. I haven't done my 10,000 steps. I'm just going to go up and walk some laps, and then I'll be back down and coming down to finding people in the room, having a little mini party, looking at photographs from that day. So, but lots of good fun, lots of fun stuff and everything else. But anyway, I'm out of here. I'm going to go walk some steps in place, do some marching in place. I thought I'd taken Zeffie on a long enough walk to reach the same that we did yesterday, but obviously not. So I'm going to go put some 1,600 steps in. Maybe that'll take me a whole episode. Okay, I'm going to go do it. But yeah, I got 5104 is what I got yesterday. And if I put in 1,600 today, it'll put me in more than yesterday. Yay. So anyway, go have a super fantastic sparkling evening. I hope you had a nice relaxing day. Let us know what you did today to relax, refresh, and rejuvenate. Did you have an appointment with yourself? Did you go out hiking? Did you go mountain climbing? Did you go rock climbing? Did you go for a bike ride? Did you go on either pedal power or motorbike ride? Did you have a picnic? Did you just kick back, relax, put your feet up? I don't even know what sports season we're into now, so there's probably some people out there who relaxed in front of the TV watching some game, although sometimes watching, but then it's a different type of thing. It interrupts the pattern. Anything that will interrupt the pattern for the brain is a good thing, because it helps the brain kind of reset. So I guess with some people watching sports today, I don't know, what are we in May? So that's what, the winter, well, I know football's already done. So are we in ice hockey? Isn't it baseball season? Isn't baseball? Yeah, baseball and hockey overlap, don't it? Baseball and ice hockey overlap, I think. I don't know. Whatever sports we're watching, if you had fun watching it, then I know it is baseball season, but it's also hockey season. It's the end of the hockey season too, because they're overlapping, right? I am so confused. I'm out of here. Go have a super fantastic sparkling evening. We'll catch you guys tomorrow for Magic Monday. Hey, konara.